anybody can guess what that song was, comment and you get a cookie. J-Hawk Goat to what side? You have Cena. Oh my god, you made it, bro. You made it. Gaming / vlogging with Anthony. Bruh. Mega Raptor 105 man. Hi. Trip JP3 says, well, hello there. Well, hello there. Gaming, what is this? It is a live stream. We have a shroom in the chat. I'm way too hyper right now. I am live streaming. That's what this is. I think that's the correct answer. I may be a little bit off with that, but it may be. Hey, yo, I'm watching Rocket Man. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Oh, that's why I recognize the name. It's because it was like that one about like, I don't remember who the singer is, but it's not Johnny Cash, right? It's whatever his name is, some other dude, and it came out around King of the Monsters, I think, because everybody was worried that it was going to compete with it, and I was like, what? Opinion on new Spinosaurus? Oh geez, I just realized we actually haven't talked about this ever since it's come out. Oh man, new Spinosaurus. You have a whole new Spinosaurus. Kiki, why is my zebra Danios turning orange? Well, my zebra Danios, when I had them, they were like a goldish green color. So they're not really like white, if that's what you're expecting. But if they're going from that normal gold green to an orange, I'd look that up, like actually on the internet, so you can get a proper diagnosis for that and not rely on me. Anyways, Spinosaurus. Okay, I'll start off with the positives. For one, I want to give a big shout out to Ibrahim, Nazar Ibrahim. He did a much better job this time with his paper. The first time around on his Spinosaurus paper from 2014, he did a really amateur job making sure that he had enough information in there to reliably back up the information that he was displaying, even though we do have a lot of questionability of whether or not all the stuff that he has depicted as part of Spinosaurus in this paper is still a little bit questionable. It is far better, and there actually does seem to be some effort put in to display why they believe all the parts are actually connected in one individual, so that's a good improvement. However, there are an immense amount of flaws with the assumption of what this tail could mean for Spinosaurus. And I would, if you want to get a good amount of information, go watch Edge's video. He does a pretty good job bringing up the criticisms. I'm mostly on the side of all the criticisms you're going to hear of the paper, but I do want to give compliments to Ibrahim for doing a much better job this time around. So I want to give him a compliment, but I am on the critical side of this tail. In particular, I'm on the side where this is not a pursuit predator. It was not chasing fish under the water. It was not swimming under the water, most likely, due to the fact that the tail probably couldn't even propel itself even well at all. And it's just its feet are not going to be good at propelling itself under the water unless it's able to position them like a frog and swim like a frog, which I don't think is the case here. We do have the possibility of it floating across the top like a duck and using its legs as propulsion. That's completely reasonable. But then again, that's how most dinosaurs would swim. And yes, I say most dinosaurs because guess what? T-Rex probably swam. If it needed to get across the deep river, it swam. It's not a unique thing. Like Spinosaurus isn't the only dinosaur to swim. I can guarantee you that thousands, millions of dinosaurs swam. But being a more aquatically adapted dinosaur is a big different story when you come into Spinosaurus in that regard. Spinosaurus, in the regard of being a much more aquatic predator, I have very little reason to securely believe that this tail actually has anything to do with an aquatic lifestyle. Yet again, we have things like Irritator, Suchomimus, which have their sails that start at the base of the neck, run down the entire back, and then proceed onto the tail itself. So really having a sail extension on the tail is really just a natural thing for Spinosaurus. We also, the part of the tail that we're missing the most of is the tip of the tail, therefore meaning that we don't actually know if it ends in a paddle-like shape or if it ends in a more narrow end, like a traditional tail. Plus, the structure and the reliability of this tail as a fin is really questionable. The fact that the neural vertebrae are overlapping each other is really not a good structure for flexibility at all. There are not vertebral ribs going across the entire tail, which you see in crocodilians and other reptiles which use their tails for swimming. They have to have reinforcements there for the muscles to proceed down the entire length of the tail, and to allow for flexibility, they need to be pointing straight out so they don't actually overlap and stiffen with the tail, which you're seeing with Spinosaurus's tail, and you're not seeing the power reinforcement required for the tail to completely be powered up to the end, which they did do a 2D cutout of Spinosaurus's tail, which, to be frank, it is a 3D tail. So it's not really correct to use a 2D representation of the tail and then assume that that's going to actually give you a proper representation of the tail being good structure. But just the shape of the tail alone, yes, it can theoretically be a good surface for swimming on. However, there is not the muscle capability to transfer that power down the entire length of the tail and actually propel it through the water. There's only a lot of muscle at the very base of the tail, and so therefore you're not going to get a lot of propulsion out of this structure, even though it looks theoretically like it could be a good fin-like structure. So therefore, it's easy to assume, no, this thing is not going to be swimming like a crocodile, and crocodiles are not even pursuit predators themselves, yet they have much more flexible and more powerful tails than Spinosaurus, and they are ambush predators. So you're really looking just at a Spinosaurus that's going to be hunting like any other Spinosaurid, just sitting there waiting for something to swim too close to its mouth, and it just snaps it up like a snapping turtle. And the only difference here is that it may have just been more submerged in the water while it was doing such a thing. It might have been hunting more like a snapping turtle and less like a crocodile. So, in summary, people are overreacting about the lifestyle of the Spinosaurus, but the discovery is a major big deal, and I'm really proud of Nizar Ibrahim for doing a much better job at representing the material that he has had. And I even have much more of a reason now to believe that the small legs may actually be a possible connected part of this animal, and so I'm very proud of him for that. But people, this is not a fish boy. And if anything, we have no idea what this tail is used for. As people like Scott Hartman and Mark Whitten are bringing up, we aren't like Nizar is basically just saying like, oh, we need something to prove this is an aquatic animal. Oh, we found something that looks like it's the part. This is it. But they're not really taking into account all the other possibilities and uses of the tail, which is more likely, based on the actual family that it's from, it's more likely it's used for display or whatever the other Spinosaurids were actually using their tail for at this current point. So, yet again. Also, I'm going to go back because I'm that dude. We already have the oxygen isotopes for Spinosaurus teeth, and while we do know that they are semi-aquatic, they are not as aquatic as crocodilians. So therefore, if we're really going to be saying that this thing was using that tail for swimming, that would probably be saying that this thing is even more reliant on water than crocodilians are, because that thing looks way more awkward out on land than a crocodilian does. And I don't see how that's going to end up translating into the oxygen isotope data that we already have for Spinosaurus teeth, saying that they're even less aquatic than crocodilians are. So, yet again, there's still a lot of gray area. This is a nice thing to have more of Spinosaurus. Does it answer our questions? Not even close. Does it actually bring up more questions? Yes, it does. So we actually got less answers than we got questions. So I wouldn't say this is, yes, we know what Spinosaurus is now. No, not even close. Not even close. We have no idea what Spinosaurus is still. We have, we got a little bit more of a look at it now, but now we have to put questions attached to that and all the other things and how they relate to each other. So really, it's just a big ball of mess. Just a big bag of mess, as usual Spinosaurus. So, but it's very entertaining to talk about, and I can finally say that Spinosaurus is not the only dinosaur that I hate anymore, because I've hated Spinosaurus for the longest time just because it wasn't fun to talk about it, because we had nothing like to go off of. And when a dinosaur isn't fun to talk about anymore, it's just not. It's like, why the hell do you like the dinosaur? So I'm glad that I can actually enjoy talking about Spinosaurus again for a little bit. So that's always a good thing that we're getting out of this. Now, moving on to the rest of the chat. Spinosaurus, it just got weirder. I live in Northern Ireland. I need to ask Robert Backer and other Morrison paleontologists about this new Spinosaurus. Do that, dude. Would baryonyx or other Spinosaurus have some of features from the new Spinosaurus might have had? Very doubtful, extremely doubtful, because we have a Spinosaurus or baryonyx and Suchomimus in particular are some of our most complete Spinosaurids, so we have a really good idea of what they looked like. And Irritator, even though the original specimen isn't the most complete, we actually have 3 specimens of Irritator. So We have one that was a dubious genus that they already assigned to Irritator, and then another one that sounds like it's another dubious genus that's assigned to Irritator as well. So we actually have a pretty good look at what Irritator looks like. And Irritator is the closest living relative to Spinosaurus that we have currently, because as I've been saying for a long time, Sigilmastosaurus, we have no reason to believe it's real. And actually a recent paper from the Chem beds is confirming that there's like no reason to assume that this genus is real. And if anything, it's probably just a Spinosaurus again. So yet again, you don't hate Spinosaurus, you hate the drama it invoices. Exactly. I don't really hate the I hate the animal and the topic of the topic of the animal. But it's not the animal's fault. It's people. It's people and the lack of understanding that or lack of material that we have there. Also, I want to give another huge shout out to Nizar Ibrahim for being one of the few people who are actually willing to stick their butts out in that burning desert and actually look for Spinosaurus. So good for him. Thank you for actually looking for the dang thing. They are Chads. When is episode 3? I will tell you when it comes out, but I have gotten work done on it, and it's looking lit. Yerks fans want Spinosaurus to die. I'm sure they do. Why am I neon spawning? I didn't do anything. I mean, neons are pretty domesticated. So they've been bred for a long time. So I know that they've gotten a lot better at breeding in captivity. So they might just be like so hardy that they just will breed anywhere. I don't know. I haven't kept neons myself. My parents have had them when I was younger. We had neons in a family fish tank, but in none of my personal fish tanks, I've never kept neons. So I actually I haven't really had much fresh experience to go off of for you. But I don't remember them ever spawning while I was working at Petco and they had them there at the store. Estimated date? Oh, that's definitely the last thing I want to do. But I totally think I can get it out this month. And I hope I'm giving you an overshot because I'd like to surprise you and have it come out a little sooner than you think. But yeah, we'll see. Sarcosuchus has a snout of a gharial. Yes. Or a gharial has the snout of a Sarcosuchus because technically Sarcosuchus came first. So, I mean, after your crap with Doug Watson and you silencing more qualified people like Danny Ovinator, what the hell is that? I have to take your paleontology with a grain of salt. Oh yeah, so you're one of those guys. Cool. Silencing Doug Watson. That's a great little statement there because clearly you have not looked at the chat where that dude was being extremely disrespectful and not just allowing us to ask him where he's finding his sources for his inaccurate dinosaur models. So how about you check your sources first, then get your butt out of my stream. Thank you. Bye. Okay. Do you know why T-Rex is really considered the king of the dinosaurs? It's just a title. It's just a title because it's the most popular large theropod, and we have a lot of good specimens of it. We know what it looks like. We have a good understanding of what it lived like. So it's it's just a really popular large theropod that's really cool. So it's the king of the dinosaurs. Sarcosuchus has the snout. I already read that. You're streaming at the same time as someone else, and this other person is talking about Spinosaurus, and they're saying some things that might make you cringe. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to get a more detailed look at the legitimate paleontological criticisms and stuff of this, go watch Edge's video. He does a great job at it. The only thing I disagree with from Edge's video is that he uses sailfish as a reference for the fact that they neural spines can actually overlap and still allow flexibility because his exact example is really poor because the only parts of the neural vertebrae that actually allow for that or that look like they are slightly overlapping are the parts where it actually has mobility in those parts of the skeleton. So it doesn't make any sense because like the fin per se is just like that doesn't count. And also it's not even close to the same as what you see with Spinosaurus. I mean, Spinosaurus has vertebrae that are going like this and layering over each other, and that's just not going to allow movement like that. With a sailfish, you might have it like instead of going straight up, it might be going like this, but that's a lot more space than you're getting with a Spinosaurus like this. So, and they're even curving over each other. So it's not the same thing. That's the one thing I would argue about his video. Sorry, but Doug Watson, what was Doug Watson doing again? If you want to get the whole story, basically on one of Dinosaur Toy Forum's blogs, it was to talk about like 2019's stuff, like the new models. And both Spino Dude and I were just replying to some people who were like talking about our videos. And we were just like, oh yeah, this and that, because some people had some questions about our videos and the accuracy topics that we were bringing up about the figures. And so we were just answering questions on there. And then Doug Watson came on, and basically we're like, oh my God, Doug Watson, we're huge fans. And so we wanted to talk to him and ask him about certain things with his models. And he just got extremely offended. He even called us tubers, immediately was calling us names. And he was talking to someone else in the chat. He was like, let me deal with these tubers first. And basically, he then went on to be very rude and insulting to us, and basically just blindly defending his own work and telling us that we know nothing. And then continued to refer particularly to a Spino Dude's video where he was talking about the Pteranodon and how the beak looks a little bit inaccurate. He then was referring to the exact same source material that Doug Watson was using, but inside the source material that Doug Watson was using, it's actually explaining why the curved beak of Pteranodon is very reasonable. And he was focusing on this one little tiny thing, which was the holotype specimen for Pteranodon, and it was a female individual. And he was suggesting why that is an interpretation to why his male Pteranodon should have a straight beak. And it was getting ridiculous. He was basically telling me that I am just assuming that he doesn't know how to do anything and that he has more experience than me, so therefore he is always correct. So it's just some real bull crap with the dude on there. And I haven't been able to respect the guy very much ever since then. He makes some great models, but just as a person, like, wow, I was shocked because I was a huge fan of the dude. But after that day, it just everything changed. So yeah, that's kind of a short rundown of the story, but if you want to get the whole story for yourself, I believe it's still up on Dino Toy Forum. You can find it under their 2019 Safari LTD section, and you can go through there and dig it. I have all the pictures saved on my computer, because I knew that there was a lot of the Dinosaur Toy Forum is filled with Doug Watson, like blind followers that will just defend him no matter what, and they just are complimenting him no matter what, and they'll just try to get his favor so that he'll like them. So I knew that was a culture that was on there. So I took pictures of all of the stuff that happened with us so they couldn't say anything otherwise. So I do have a record of it, but yeah, I think it's still up on there regardless though. So you can actually go check that out. I joined and we touched this drama. The forum is kind of corrupt, to be honest. They say inaccurate on there and you get tail slapped. Exactly. It's just like there's a really hostile culture on there. Where can I find the video in which Doug does that stuff? Video? There's no video. It's just it's on the Dinosaur Toy Forum. It's a website, and people are talking about it on in this little spot on there. I have never really made it a big deal because I was just like, okay, whatever. The guy's a butthole, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. And yeah, but since this other dude is one of those blind defenders of Doug Watson, I guess I had to say it to his face. I could have just removed his message, but then again, clearly the dude's misinformed. So, what is your opinion on Collective Bahatosaurus? It looks pretty nice. It's actually really cheap for how big it is. Spino Dude has it, and I was really impressed with the size and the quality of the model for how cheap it is. It's a very quality model. I'm not really super interested in it at the moment. It looks nice, but not one of my most wanted figures. I miss Forrest Rogers too. Some of my favorite Safari figures are from Forrest Rogers. Like, don't get me wrong, Doug Watson is a great sculptor, and it's okay. Like, if he's feeling pressure and he's having to, like, he's doing all of Safari's models right now, I think. So if he's feeling pressure and he's doing like all of that stuff on his own, I can understand how he's like falling behind in some accuracy categories, and that's completely understandable. Like, I love a lot of figures that are not fully accurate, and I wasn't even being rude about it. I was just pointing out some inaccuracies of his figures. And the dude was just being completely rude about it. Like, that's my problem with the guy, is his attitude. It's not his models. Like, I'm like, okay, let's just be nice here. And like, why can't you just explain to us why we're wrong, or can you like maybe educate us, help us understand where this information is that we are not being able to access, because we are trying to find everything we can on the internet to support what we are saying, but you're saying that what we're finding is wrong, but you're not giving us any information otherwise, and you're just basically saying that we're insulting you, and then you're continuing to insult us, and then you call us things like tubers, and that we basically don't belong as a reviewer and to critique a model. So that's just it's just so wrong. Like on a human level, I don't like what he does. But like as a person, but I really respect a lot of his work still, and I still purchase some of his work. So I don't like hate him as a sculptor, but I don't understand why he is the way he is about criticism and stuff like that. It was just shocking. I had no idea until that day. So yeah. Do you like Saurian? I think it's a really cool project. As a game, I don't really like it because, I mean, it's not really functional. It's barely a game. It's like a demo, and it still hasn't really moved anywhere. So, I love how much Edge digged into the new Spino study. Yeah, he did a pretty damn good job. Like he didn't. He said he didn't like quite fully read everything, but he read everything that was important to the video. So really, really well done video on his part. I thought he did an amazing job. Is that the NECA King of the Monsters Meltdown Fire / Burning Godzilla? It is Burning Godzilla. It is in case you're not aware, yeah, the official name for that Godzilla is Burning Godzilla. It says it in the DVD and in the director's commentary over the movie that I watched with the Blu-ray disc. He calls it Burning Godzilla. So it is Burning Godzilla. But yes, I do have it. I've had it for... I want to say... Oh, it's been December. I had it since December. Yeah, I got him in December. Yeah, I've had it since December. You know about the Mesozoica scandal? Oh, yeah, dude, I was a part of that. I paid for the game. I got scammed. What's been going on with MI? Well, I've been working on it. For one, finally, IGTV is like completely caught up on. Some videos are still going up on there. If you guys don't know, I have reviews up on IGTV. I have Kiki and Coffee episodes up on there. There's also all the old reviews are up on there. All of the Under the Spotlight videos are going up on there. I think I'm going to put the Mesozoic Moron videos up on there fairly soon. On YouTube here, I've been working on getting started on the Kiki Quest episode, and I've been working on Mesozoic Isle, as well as I think I'm finally going to start the Paleo Showcase series that I wanted to do for a long time, which are going to be much shorter videos now, but they're just paleontological topics. And I just feel like it's going to be nice because I want some kind of smaller video I can also put up on YouTube. So there is some more content on here, and it's not just Kiki Quest and Mesozoic Isle, but it's still going to be much more limited. And I want to keep it that way. I want to keep the channel focused, and I want to keep myself focused on the stuff that's important. So Mesozoica Tyrannotitan looks sick. Oh yeah, they had some pretty cool models in there. Their modeler is really cool, but he got scammed by them too, so that sucks. Hey Kiki, what's your favorite tank you aquascaped and your favorite Tetra? Favorite Tetra. I don't know what favorite Tetra. I mean, I really love Rummy Nose Tetras. Those would probably be my favorite. I think my favorite would be Rummy Nose Tetras. I haven't had them myself yet, but I've always wanted to have them. My favorite tank that I've aquascaped is actually the smaller tank over here. Right now, it's not looking that hot because there's a lot of algae that grew up on the front of the tank right now. I have to scrape it off. This one gets the problem of free-floating algae, and this one gets the problem of algae that will actually grow on the surfaces of things. I really liked it on the rocks. I have a red lava rock in here, which has green algae all over it, which is really pretty. But right now, I haven't quite cleaned off the front of the glass yet, which has some algae in there. And algae is good for your tank. It's really great for your system, as long as it's not a bunch of free-floating algae, because that can be bad for the systems of your fish. But the algae that grows on surfaces is really great for cleaning up water quality and stuff like that. So I don't really mind the algae. I just need to get it off the front. And I have a bunch of Anubis that is growing in there. So that one's my favorite one. I can probably find a picture of it on my phone somewhere, but I think I've moved them all onto my computer, so I'm not actually sure where that would be, but that would definitely be my favorite aquascape. This one, I never have really aquascaped properly because I don't want Phoenix to hurt himself because he likes to grab stuff around his tank and mess it up. I actually just cleaned out this tank the other day, and I finally set his alligator skull back up and put the plant back in it, and he loves grabbing that thing and flipping it over and then trying to bury it. So, yeah, it's just like best for me to clean so that he doesn't hurt himself by accident, or he doesn't, there's just not a lot of stuff in there to have to worry about. So, as minimal as that is, as possible is my goal with that tank, just so that he can have a nice life. I think the fact that Saurian is taking so long is a sign that it's not being rushed like Mesozoic. Oh, that's a great sign, yeah, but it's not a game, which is unfortunate. I still wish it was a game, but that's why I don't own it. Well, actually, technically I do. My friend bought it for me back in December, but I haven't played it yet. Oh, yeah, I have, and it looks better than their supposedly accurate Carnotaurus. But yet again, it's made by Reborn, so I'm never going to buy anything from them. It's 2010 remake of True Grit with Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon. Any good? I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Sorry. I'm still reported. Huh? Do you own any pet reptiles? I have 2 leopard geckos. That's it. I've had them. My oldest one, there's 13 years old. The other one's 12, I believe. No, it might be 11. Might be 11. I don't know. Have you seen the new NECA Toys R Tokyo SOS Goji and Heisei 89 Goji? Yes, I have seen those, and they look all right. The Tokyo SOS one in particular looks pretty decent. I think the 89 one looks really goofy. But I get why people are impressed by them. But to me, I don't think I'm gonna pick up either of them. Not really into collecting Godzilla stuff anymore. I bought a bunch of King of the Monsters stuff because I still love King of the Monsters and some newer stuff, and I love the Monsterverse. I'm totally not past collecting Monsterverse stuff. I actually just recently finally got a hold of my posters that took 2 months to get here. I have the Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah like posters, all their like color themed and solo posters. I got them all, and I'm planning on hanging them up on the wall fairly soon. But I don't know if I'm gonna do that with just tax or if I'm gonna try to get frames for them or not. But we'll see. Gotta go buy. See ya, Dinoxels. I might get it when it comes out. I also would like to get the Reborn. Oh god, the V-Rex. That thing is so gross. I hate that thing. The scales on it look like tiles. I have a leopard gecko. Leopard geckos are cool. Really good pets. On a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate Spider-Man in the Spinoverse? Or Spider-Verse? My biggest issue with it is just it was way overhyped for me, so it didn't seem as cool as everybody was telling me it was going to be. But really, I don't really have any proper... I don't know. I'm going to give it like a 4.5. Because I wish that the other Spider characters got more time to actually feel relevant. And I mean, I feel like Kingpin was interesting, but he was very basic. So I mean, I feel like the villain was kind of weak. And I feel like the other Spider-Verse characters were kind of weak. It's not my favorite Spider-Man movie, but it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. If you had a 10-gallon tank to aquascape and you stock it with what would you pick? As a permanent stocking, I mean, I know I'd love Ramino's Tetras. I wouldn't mind getting some Pearl Garamis, but might be a little bit sketchy to try to keep those guys in a 10-gallon their entire life because they do get bigger. They get like this, I think. So I don't know. I haven't really considered much smaller fish lately because I'm kind of like both the fish that I actually have in my 10-gallon right now are ones that are going to get big enough so they can go in with these guys. Once I move, which we're going to be moving relatively soon here, once I move, I'm going to be getting a bigger tank for these guys. And I'm hoping that the Bala shark I have in here, which needs to get new schoolmates because the other 2 died. Unfortunately, that's what you get when you have very skittish, stress-ridden fish, and you're getting it from places that were shipped all over the country. And And I think the ones I got were like ones that just were shipped into Petco, so they were just like being moved again. So they like got stressed out and died almost instantly. So this guy's still a single member of his school, but can't really go and pick up any right now during the COVID-19 thing. It's just not worth the risk, and he's doing fine. I also have a striped Raphael catfish in here. So both those guys are going to be big enough one day where they're going to go in with these guys. Striped Raphael catfish will probably be the smallest because they get to about 9 inches, I think. But it's still pretty decent. So he's going to be much smaller than those guys, but big enough that he can live with them. Pizza time. Why do you hate the V-Rex? It just looks awful. Like, hey, when Reborn makes a cool-looking figure, I will admit it, okay? I may hate Reborn as a company, but I will admit when they make a cool figure. Their Sarcosuchus look pretty cool. Their Dinosuchus look pretty cool. I really wanted their Jungle Queen T-Rex. I also, what was another one that I really liked recently? Their Stegosaurus look pretty nice. Their JP3 Velociraptors look pretty cool. And those are all things I probably would have bought from them if I didn't boycott them, because they're just as a company, I don't like them. But the V-Rex, I just legitimately hate it. It looks so bad. Like the scales are all like these squares and they're just consistent, and it's like a tile like across the entire. It looks fake. It looks fake. I don't like it. Like legitimately, honestly, I just really don't like that V-Rex. But still, I don't like it. I like it a little bit more than their just horrendous Acrocanthosaurus. God, that thing looks awful. Ugh. Or their Eutyranus. That one's kind of down there in the bottom of the barrel with it. Bro, maybe I'm possessed, but the Papagiga is growing on me with the skull shape. Skull shape is not accurate at all, but it does look, it's well sculpted. I might end up getting it just to play devil's advocate with the world. Because I know everybody's like freaking out over the figure, and I'm like, this is exactly what I was expecting from Papo. It's a outdated reconstruction with an extremely stupid pose, so it's just like, that's exactly what I was expecting. And I might get it just to be funny, but other than that, I'm probably not going to get it. Top 3 favorite Spider-Verse characters. Miles Morales, Peter Parker, and Gwen, Spider-Gwen. I know it's basic, but those are the best characters in that. I really was looking forward to Peter Porker, or Spider-Ham, and I was looking forward to Spider-Noir. I think that's how you're supposed to say it, with Nicolas Cage as voice actor, but I feel like they both kind of fell short. Oh, I don't like that one either. It looks like a squatting football player, and he's like charged along. Like the arms and the legs don't look like they're actually properly attached to the animal at all to me, and it just looks weird and gross. I don't like that one. Papa made a decent Gorosaurus for 2020. Yeah, there you go. If you want a high quality Gorosaurus. Oh, you stopped collecting, you're pursuing animation. Sweet, dude. Priorities. Reborn Carnotaurus is worse than the Acrocanthosaurus. It's pretty bad. I don't know, for some reason. I mean, I hate them both, don't get me wrong, but like, yeah, I think I hate the Acro even more because for some reason so many people love it, and I'm like, what the heck? That thing is ugly as hell. But okay. So I think I just hate it more because I'm just like, how the heck do people like it? So Papo made a decent. No, wait. I had 2 jelly donuts earlier this morning, and now my right leg is twitchy due to the sugar I've ingested. Oh my gosh, it's funny. Wait, they actually came out with the Dinosuchus? I thought they canceled them. Riptoa. Yes, Riptoa. The Bionicles will be missed. I'm just kidding. I know what you're talking about. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, geez. Yeah, that Utah Raptor was bad. Oh, the Deinonychus. Okay. Yeah. I've seen Cameron's video on those guys. A barrel life fish. That'd be funny. My top 3 favorite Spider-Verse characters were Gwen, Miles, and Miles' dad. Oh, Miles' dad was really good too. That's actually a good one. And Miles' uncle was really good as well. Filming. Filming was the most difficult part of it. No. The most difficult part was the realization that I was not going to be able to edit them completely and release them every week. That they was going to take way longer than that. That was the most painful part. I wasn't a fan of Prehistoric Kingdom at first because it didn't show much potential earlier on. But ever since Mesozoica went under, like a long time after Mesozoica went under, I started seeing things coming up from Prehistoric Kingdom. I'm like, oh, wow, that project's still going. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty impressive. They're actually making pretty severe progress and they're doing a pretty good job on their dinosaurs. So, yeah, I'm impressed with their stuff. I don't think I'll end up getting the game, but I'm impressed with a lot of the stuff. Oh, yeah, arowana are cool, but Asian arowana are illegal in the U.S., so I can't have any of the ones I'd actually want. But silver arowana and black arowana are legal, and I really love black arowana, so I would really love to get a black arowana one day. Totally might get it for my monster tank at one point. Once I get a bigger tank, though. Right now, Phoenix is fine in that one, but arowana is going to be longer than that tank. Oh, Ceratosaurus is awesome, dude. Ceratosaurus is an awesome animal. Imagine if Mosasaurus had human legs and walked on land. That would be weird. Speaking of which, everybody's kind of like saying this is accurate now, and it is very funny to me how this figure is more accurate now. But the key word is more accurate. This is not an accurate Spinosaurus now, guys. Like, it's still got an eel tail, and this is like an actual fin. This is not a raised sail ridge like we're seeing on the actual specimen, which is, this part of the tail actually is more accurate to what we're seeing on the actual specimen there. It's just like this upraised ridge. It's kind of like the sail being extended. But this part's a fin, and it's very flexible, and it has the middle segment going down it like a eel or a newt or a axolotl. And so it's just, it's not, this tail is not accurate. It has an idea of what they're, at least the paper itself is trying to suggest. Whether or not that's true is a different thing. But it is really funny how this is now a lot more accurate. Yeah, but it's not an accurate Spinosaurus now. I do want to make sure that people know that, because I keep hearing people throw this around. This is an accurate Spinosaurus now. It's not. It's not an accurate Spinosaurus, but it is a more accurate Spinosaurus now, thankfully to the paper. And I actually have Essie and the PNSO Spino coming. I almost said Spinorex. And that one I ordered before the whole Spinosaurus thing actually came out. So now I'm really excited because I'm actually going to get the 2 more accurate Spinosaurus depictions out there at the current moment. Because Essie is definitely the most accurate in terms of body proportions. The body proportions are really good. The legs are too long for the actual specimen. We don't really actually know the proper size and whether or not they're a little undersized or whatnot. We still have to get a little bit more of a solid look at that. But the tail is definitely more accurate on SCN in terms of the execution and like how they're going about reconstructing the sail-like structure on the tail. So SCN and this one are pretty close. I would put SCN just barely in the favor, but both pretty good. Really excited about getting Essie in person. Still really loving this figure. Just so cool. And now I love it even more now because it's like it looks like its body is actually fairly accurate compared to what we were thinking before. Ceratosaurus is awesome. Wait, Robert T. Backer that's his favorite dinosaur now? I thought T-Rex was always his favorite dinosaur. That's crazy. How's the dude doing, by the way? I would love to set up a monster tank. A monster tank, dude. Once I get my own place, I want to do one of those big walls, like a wall between two rooms where the tank is the wall, so you can actually see through the tank and you can see the other room. I think that'd be cool. After seeing how hard MI season 1, are you still going to work on Cenozoic Isle or Paleozoic? We don't. I will see, but I don't know yet. I definitely still love the ideas and the projects. They may take way longer before I even get started on them than I originally anticipated. But yeah, we'll end up seeing. I know that Mesozoic Isle season 1 is going to be finished, and at least it does have its own kind of secluded closed ending, which will work on its own for a while if we do end up having to wait a while because of my film school and whatnot. If we have to wait a while before we ever get into another season. So yeah. Would you recommend the Papo Acro? It's a good question. I like it. Yeah. If you like Acrocanthosaurus, this is one of the better ones out there. Probably the best one out there. In terms of general market accuracy and execution combination, you're going to get the best bang for your buck out of this guy, which is really shocking to say that this is the most accurate acro out there. But then again, Collecta's has a lot of issues. Safari's has a lot of issues. Safari's is a lot closer to this one. They both have these stubby proportions, but this one has a little bit better by just barely a better interpretation in terms of proportions. But it's just really nice. This one is the one I'd recommend. I've talked with Bioniclesaurus, and at first, while I liked getting this one and trying out this color scheme, I'm like, maybe the purple one would just look better and stand out more on the shelf. And he said, yes, it does. That's one advantage that one has over this one. But then he was showing me up hand, and the paint execution is way worse on the purple one. So if you just want a solid one, get this one. Unfortunately, it won't stand out quite as much as your purple one because the colors aren't quite as vibrant. But the patterns are cool, and the paint execution is way better. So you're going to get a better quality figure out of this version. So yeah, if you wanted a good Acrocanthosaurus, you're at least going to get a good one here. You're not going to get an amazing Acrocanthosaurus, but you're going to get a good one. Yeah, and I really dig this one. A new collection update will be coming soon. I have a lot of cool stuff to show you guys up there. I know, Pianoso Spider. Woo! Can you show the size comparison to Lucas and the Papospino for research stuff? Sure. Absolutely. I would love. You did say Papospino, right? Yes, you did. Okay. I'm going to put them on him so you can tell that they're actually lined up properly. So there you go. It's huge. It's massive. This one's a really nice figure. I'm happy. I don't regret getting it, but I'm not as passionate about this one as I am about some of my other larger models that I have. God, he looks really cool right there, though, I have to say. But he's definitely got some nice parts to him. I really dig it. Looking forward to getting Essie in, though, so that I have some more PNSO larger models to go off of. And I have a couple more PNSO figures I'm planning on getting relatively soon as well. Let's see, what would be a good size comparison just to compare to give you guys a general idea. Do a lot of you guys have the Papo Ceratosaurus? I've been able to talk to him for a while. I hope he's okay during these awful times. Yeah, I hope so too. A lot of you guys have this one, right? A lot of you guys have this Papo Cerato. because, I mean, here you go. This is how big he is compared to this dude. You're curious about that? Yeah, I didn't figure you'd be able to stand on your own, Lucas, but here's this one. And this one is surprisingly light. I mean, it still feels like a Papo figure when you're grabbing it. It's like, oh yeah, it's got some nice weight to it. But when you actually like hold like the standing racks next to it, you're putting them in both your hands, it's almost the same. Like if this one's heavier, it's like barely at all. Like they're almost like the same weight. So it's actually pretty light for a Papo figure proportionally to the size of it. But that's a nice thing in my opinion. So it doesn't, you know, it's not too easy to just bonk and like dink everywhere. God, I'm really happy I got this Spinosaurus. It's a nice looking dude. But still up on D Jenkins for $60 if you're interested in it. It's a limited edition, but there's still some up on D Jenkins, so I know that you can get it there. Actually, I don't know if it's actually sold out anywhere yet, which is pretty cool. It means that you guys can still get it if you're interested. I did a short with Iguanodon figure, and what sound should I use for the Iguanodon? I like the Jurassic World Evolution sounds for the Iguanodons. I use those inside of episode 1 of Mesozoic Isle for the Iguanodons, and for episode 2 as well. What were the other Iguanodon sounds I used for that? I think I used some generic hadrosaur noises I found on YouTube or something. But yeah, the Iguanodon noises from Jurassic World Evolution, I really like those. So I actually really recommend those. Instant ramen life. Yeah, it's packing some heat, boy. Who was the one asking for the gaming vlogging with Anthony? Bro, I just got a weird phone call and they were asking for a guy named Bob. It's funny, I actually got a call like 3 days ago, where they were asking, like, I don't remember the name. Maybe it's like a James or Jason or something. And they're like, hey, are you the parent? Or is this the parents of James or something like that? And I was like, no. And they're like, oh, sorry, wrong number. And then they hung up. It's not like a teacher. Like it sounded like a teacher that was calling like to talk about the parents. So I don't know. But I got a weird phone call relatively recently too. Thoughts on the Papo 2017 Ceratosaurus? Oof. So I have a weird relationship with this dude. Or gal, because technically it plays Estes. I almost called her Abigail because that was her running name. If you guys are curious, her name was Abigail in Mesozoic Isle first, but then I changed her to Estes. So I like Estes a lot better. But basically, I got her because I needed another Ceratosaurus figure that was decent quality. But I wasn't super excited about this one because the proportions are just bad. And they still are. Like, don't get me wrong. The proportions are really inaccurate. They look a lot better in person, like just like they actually meld together fairly well. But like no single part of this thing's body actually lines up with any other part of the body. Like the torso, the legs, the arms, tail, neck, and head, none of them go together. None of them at all. Okay, let's just use the torso as a base. Okay, so let's pretend like the torso is an accurate size. Tail's too short. Legs are too short and small. Arms are way too big. Tail's too short. Neck's too short. Head's too big. So really, there's a lot of, and they're all on different scales too, because like the head, legs, and neck, like even the neck is too short for the head. So everything here is like short to a different degree. So it's really awkward in terms of accuracy, but if you actually focus on the execution of each of the body parts, not how they scale up to each other, it's actually done really well. It's actually really quite a good Ceratosaurus for Papo to do. I think that the teeth are still just a little bit too short. The Ceratosaurus had some massive teeth, but I just love it. And I really fell in love with it after I started filming with Mesozoic Isle with it, because it's such a nice figure. You can see all the detailing. You can really appreciate it. It's just got such a nice jaw, beautiful colors. One of the best Papo figures I've ever purchased. I still love it. And it's one of the few that are actually putting the Allosaurus in check. And the Allosaurus has been my favorite Papo figure for the longest time. I have to say this one's my new favorite. The Allosaurus has finally been deranked. I know it's not an accurate Spinosaurus, but it looks just really cool. And so it's like, and it's just beautiful. I just love it. I'm so happy I fell in love with this thing as much as I did. But yeah, this one, and honestly, I'd even say that this one's maybe creeping up and passing the Allosaurus. But as far as I'm concerned right now, number 1 favorite Papo's figure, number 2 is the Allosaurus, number 3 is the Ceratosaurus. So that kind of gives you an idea as to how I rank or think of this Ceratosaurus. Which, by the way, I know I've been getting some requests for Kiki and Coffee episodes for top 10s. My next video I wanted to do, I'm waiting until I get my mini zoo package and my PNSO Spinosaurus before I actually do the full collection update, because I want to have all the figures I'm getting so they're up on the shelf before I do the collection update, because then I'm just going to need to do another one immediately. So I'm waiting for them to do that video, but I'm thinking maybe in the meantime I might do top 10s of my figures that I own for a certain company. But then again, I was also like, oh crap, but I have a couple more I want to get, because I'm almost done getting all the safari figures I want. So I was thinking about relatively soon doing an order where I'm just going to get the final safari figures I want from their collection, so I can video which is my top 10 favorites from their collection that I own. Of course, I might get some later, but they're not going to be anything that I'm really excited about. And I only have a list of 4 more Papo figures I want to get before I'm done. So I want to do a list on my top 10 favorite Papo figures that I own, but I need to wait till I get those. Right as I come in, and my most hated Spinosaurus figure is being slammed right into my face holes. This is your most hated Spinosaurus figure? Come on, don't be that mean. What about the original Papo Spino? You have to say that's objectively way worse than this. What's the best Cerato fig in your opinion, Collecta? Yeah, that'd probably be the same thing for me. I've seen the Collecta one in person twice. I saw it at Cesar's house when I was over there back in May and June of last year. He has it, and I loved it. And then I saw about 6 or 7 of them in person at my museum 2 months ago. I saw 6 or 7 of them in person, and they're just, they're beautiful. I still need it. I don't own one myself, but they're really great, and their proportions are fantastic. It's just a really well executed, accurate Ceratosaurus, and it's just beautiful. No, they're not. That's actually literally what we were just talking about, Gibson. We were literally just going through all of those inaccuracies. And I was just talking about that shortly before that. I was talking about how this one's not an accurate Spinosaurus, so don't get that twisted. So don't worry. I've been honoring your image, Sir Gibson Kite. Yes, you asked as on Instagram what type of videos do we want, and I commented top 10. Yes, you did. I remember that, and I'm actually legitimately considering doing that. But I'm also kind of like, crap, I should probably wait until I just finish off some things. I could do an updated Carnegie one, but that's one of the ones I don't do last, because I did get quite a few more Carnegie figures, but at the same time, the last top 10 video I did was on Carnegie figures, so it's dang it. Oh dear, that emoji is so much more terrifying than I expected. I know it is. Would you start doing unboxings? I'm going to move away from unboxings. I really just enjoy opening them up and just enjoying them. But I might do an unboxing relatively soon if that's something that people really request a lot. But we'll see. I'm thinking I just don't really want to do unboxing videos anymore. Unless it's from my friends, because I can promise you that Bioniclesaurus, Spino Dude, and I have an idea where we're going to be doing an unboxing collaboration where we send some stuff to each other relatively soon. And yeah, that's going to be a fun video. That's all I'm saying. Wait until you get the 2012 BRAC before you revisit Carnegie. Yeah, okay. Would you start doing unboxing? I already read that. Have you considered about getting a pet snake, and what species? I have considered it because pet snakes are so freaking cool. I'd never be able to own one while I'm living with my parents. My dad is petrified of snakes. But also, I'm just kind of trying to steer away from reptiles in general. I don't think I'll actually end up getting a snake, but if I ever do, it'd probably be there's this Gibson's here. So actually, I have my hero, but it's that garter snake looking dude that's like red and blue, like that really pretty one. I'd love to have one of those. Those ones are beautiful. There's quite a few, and I'm probably not even remembering a couple. There's a couple snakes that Gibson has shown me that I'm just like, oh my god, those are beautiful, and I totally have one of those. But definitely a smaller snake, like I'm talking like 1.5 feet maximum. Is maybe 2 feet, because I guess proportionally small snakes can end up being kind of long, so I guess 2 feet maximum. But you also like black milk snakes, yes, okay, black milk snakes as well. So yeah, there's a couple options where I'd definitely consider getting a snake, but I don't know if I'll end up doing it, and definitely not while I'm living with my parents, because I can't. But black and white Argentine tegu might be in the future, so we'll see about that. Building barnacles, building pieces. Watch them all go. Not exactly how the song goes, but yes. I would say anything under 3.5 to 4 feet is crazy small. Oh, really? Okay. So the snake expert is even saying that. So I'll go with what he said. Get a Titanoboa. Oh yeah, actually something I discovered about Titanoboa recently that I didn't really know is that it was a piscivore. It was a fish-eating snake. So anybody who is dreaming of a Titanoboa constricting the hell out of a T-Rex or a big crocodilian is sadly mistaken, because they were eating fish, and they weren't really designed to take on prey much bigger than that. Kiki, make Mesozoic already. You have been talking forever. No, leave me alone, soggy little man. Just because like snakes are much longer than you think most of the time. Like even garter snakes are easily over 3 feet. Yeah, that's a pretty good point. Like I think that I don't know. I mean, I know I've shown you those pictures of the snakes I've caught before, and yeah, I guess those guys were over 2 feet. Yeah, so I guess that makes sense. If you had to choose, you pick emerald corridoras or coolie loaches. I like emerald corries, but I like panda corries way more. Coolie loaches are pretty cool. I think I'd still go with the emeralds, though, because just corries are so awesome. I used to own panda corries. They're really great. My two largest snakes are both over 6 feet now, and no one expects it. Well, there you go. No Titanoboa was venomous. You don't know anything. Oh, damn, he's calling me out on my crap. I'm recording this song at 1 a.m. as not to wake Demon Dad. What is the most dangerous snake? Well, that's relative, because I think that, like, they're the most venomous snake in the world is probably not the most dangerous if you're considering how many times people are bitten by them. Like I would say probably a contender for one of the most dangerous snakes in the world would be like a Western diamondback rattlesnake or an Eastern diamondback rattlesnake, because I know those guys actually attack a lot of people. Like people get bit by them pretty consistently, and they're very dangerous in terms of how much venom their venom can do to you. But like other things like black mambas and stuff, I don't think that people get bit as much as them, but I don't know because I haven't really looked in. Oh, here, most potent venom, inland taipan. Okay, that's what I've heard. Most kills, black mamba. So I guess it'd be mamba, or he's just saying mamba. I don't know if it's black mamba. So that would make sense, actually, because it is in Africa. So I guess a lot of people are living more out with the snakes and don't have as many houses or secure locations where they can hide from snakes in Africa. Kiki, what's your opinion on the Collecta Diaxotitan and Carnegie Albertosaurus? Don't own the Diaxotitan, but it looks pretty nice. I don't think I'll ever get it. It's just like too small. I wish a genus like that would be represented a lot bigger. The Albertosaurus, I have a weird soft spot for. It's really nice, but it's objectively a bad figure in like terms of what the animal is. So yeah. Are you excited for the Isle recode? No, I don't like the Isle. I knew it. Thank you, Gibson. And Mambas have a temperament of a frickin' demon, or a temperament of a frickin' demon. Well, that's just delightful. But Gibson, am I wrong to say that proportionally to how venomous they are, that Western and Eastern Diamondbacks are pretty high up there in terms of how dangerous they are? Because I remember for sure they attack a lot of people. I shouldn't say attack a lot of people. They bite people because most of them are defending themselves to idiots who are either messing with them or step on them or step near them. Dinosaur Thanos last year make you mad? Oh yeah, it makes me pissed as hell. Would you like to own a monitor lizard or a megalania? Well, you're basically owning the same genus as megalania if you buy any kind of monitor lizard. But no, I'm not really super interested in a monitor lizard. I think they're really cool, but I just don't really want to have reptiles anymore. If I'm being honest, I'm more of a fish dude at the current state. But I'd like to have a black and white Argentine Tego at some point. That'd be cool. Or a bearded dragon. I've always wanted bearded dragons. So that might be a little dream of mine if I ever get to have a bearded dragon. I'm calling the snake Black Mamba. No, it's the fact that mambas love to live in fruit trees, and farmers try to pick the trees and get bit. Oh, is that it? That's interesting. That's really cool. That makes a lot more sense. What do you think of SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2019 poster version apart from the prices? Looks nice. Yeah. Most dangerous is grass snake. It kills everything that moves. I don't even remember what grass snakes are. My powers have doubled since the last time count. Damn. Why did I just hear a Star Wars Walker fire in the background? I don't know. Rip Black Mamba Kobe Brandt. Was that his name or something? Most of the common rattlers are pretty chill temperament-wise, but the density of people around their territories probably does mean lots of bites. Westerns are more nippy than Easterns. Okay, I knew that Westerns are more nippy. What about moray eel? Moray eels are awesome. I totally would have a snowflake eel at some point. They're technically, I believe, they're very closely related to moray eels. Grass snakes are harmless colubrids which play dead to defend themselves. LOL. Yes, it was his nickname. Okay, gotcha. Can you guys unprivate the ArtsyDilo's videos? I need to make more. I need more to make YTPs out of. Oh yeah, the world is desperately deprived of your YTPs. But no, all the ones that are privated are the ones that include figures, and we're just trying to protect ArtsyDilo's off of that. So the other ones are ones that are less figure related. That's why they're up right now. Shh, don't destroy my fooling tactic, Barnacle. You guys are targeting the non-snake man. That's a fair fight, Thin Man. Well, unfair fight, but I get it because I like pranking people too. So. Thin Man, face my jugular. Shh. Black Mamba, Africa. I am seeing a pattern. Is it not from Africa? I thought it was from Africa. Am I being stupid? I thought it was from Africa. Or are you just saying a pattern other than what I'm saying here? It's from Africa. Okay. I was like, I'm not being stupid there, am I? Plan on picking up the Collecta 2015 Deluxe Spinosaurus? No. I already have this one, the swimming variant, which I'm very happy with, and I like the pose of. So I don't have a need for the bigger one. And the bigger one's more expensive, has the same ugly pattern, and same accuracy. This one's just a better pose. It saves more space. I have my version. Could this be a coincidence? I don't honk so. I feel bad for cobras. They get defanged for tricks. Kiki, what would you do? What do you put in a 5-gallon tank and 120 gallons? 120 gallons. Oof. So many. 5-gallon tank, beta fish. I'm just going to give you a clean, stupid answer like that. For 120 gallons, oof, let's go. All right. I definitely want to get a couple bikers. Going to keep these 3 guys. So the Phoenix, the Oscar, and the 2 plecos, Shadow and Boulder, are going to be staying in there. I want to get a couple ornate bikers. That would be awesome. Maybe a fire eel would be pretty cool. I think they'd be pretty space efficient. This Raphael catfish named Bunyip will go over there. I want to get 2 more Bala sharks minimum, and so I'd have 3 Bala sharks in there. I think that would be pretty cool. And maybe just to round off the end of it, 120 gallons, I might be able to get away with a black arowana. But if not, maybe a giant gourami. I think that's what I'm going to go with. I would love to get Pacu, but they need even bigger cages, so not going to do that in 120 gallons. Whoopsie, I forgot that my very own Collecta Spino is my most hated Spino. Sorry, Papo boy. Oh, so you weren't even acknowledging that the old Papo Spino is worse than this one? Come on, Papo Spino boy. It's okay. It's okay. Look, he's like a penny. Look at how big he is. He's like a freaking penny. Just like give him a little petsies. I've seen the M-Rex, and it's straight up just an Indoraptor with hot pink spots and the Stegosaurus plates. Lame. No, Gibson, you've spoiled it. Same ugly pattern. What do you mean? What ugly pattern are you referring to? Okay, I'm going to show it to you one more time, but keep your eyes open this time, okay? Keep your eyes open. Don't blink. There you go. Okay, I think we're good now. Binoculosaurus, I thought your most hated Spino was the red Carnegie one. No, he was just very disproportionately angry at that one, I think. I think he's kind of warmed up to it a little bit since then. Binoculosaurus, nope, that's the same one. Are you all guys are wrong. The most dangerous snake is Tylomosasaurus. What the hell is a Tylomosasaurus? Guys, I saw a Loch Ness monster. Oh my god, the plesiosaur lives on. Don't trip Kiki on the Spino fanboys. Well, I have a soft spot for it since it was fun to use in DI. Yeah, there you go. Wow, really, Gibson? Thank you for sharing this vital information. Okay, boys, gotta go see. Oh, he just didn't put a comma. Gotta go see you. He's like made it sound like I gotta go see you. But he's saying I gotta go see you. Gotcha. Later, Bermuda. Okay then. No, stay. I did that time and even last. But did you mean the color patterns or the body build? What pattern is related to the body build? I said pattern. You silly dude. Yeah, you said ugly pattern. What ugly pattern are you referring to? Like what pattern? Well, I guess you technically could have, fair point. Fair fight then, man. There is a pattern of scoots on the tail. So I guess there technically could be a pattern there. I am wrong in that regard. But yes, I'm referring to the ugly polka dots and the weird little colors on it. So that's what I was referring to. Who wins, 60-foot-long Compsognathus or T-Rex? I think the fight's going to be over before it begins because the proportions of a Compsognathus are going to make it very difficult for its body to be able to function at that size. It's just not built for that kind of size and locomotion. So in theory, if that were to happen, it probably would just die of like a heart attack almost immediately. And then the fight would be even over before it ever started. Everything is made of concrete if you just believe. Dude, the Collecta Spino is straight up bright yellow and lime green with black spots. Everything can be food if you're strong enough. Yes. Even Lucas. Why is everyone calling them steaks? Are they not called danger spaghetti? Danger noodles. Here we go. We should see if people can make you Binoculosaurus, Camosaurus, Spinodude, and Dino Man into Lego figures. And then we can make Lego stop motions with you guys. Imagine the content. Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious. That's why I was banned from the mall bathrooms. Oh Jesus. Oh crap! The hostage is screaming again. Gotta go. Okay, yeah, that's something you have to attend to immediately. I know. I actually even sort of figured that that's what he meant, but I just couldn't be sure. Yeah, that's what I meant. Is the body patterns. Do you take online classes? I'm not in school right now. I'm waiting to go to film school, but I need to move before I can do that. So, are you planning on more Beast of the Mesozoic figures like the Ceratopsian Tyrannosaurus? Oh my god, dude! I have pre-ordered so many Ceratopsians already, and I'm gonna pre-order even more. And I already have another Beast of the Mesozoic Raptor on its way right now. I'm about to pre-order another one. Yeah. Tyrannosaurus series, yeah, my wallet is going to die even more. So, yes, of course. It's my favorite company. I'm going to be buying so much more. My belly is full of lead. Whoopsie, I'm dying again. Again. I identify as an attack helicopter. I identify as an attack spaghetti. Also, does the M-Rex really look like what Gibson's... Yes. Bruh, I'm in Arizona and I almost got bit by a king snake. Oof. That's fun. At least they're not venomous. At least I believe not. Maybe I'm thinking rat snakes, but I think king snakes aren't venomous. Yellow line pattern is overused by Collecta. It was used to be with the Spino and the Acro, the Fukisaurus, and the Ionosaurus. And you're forgetting about the Dimetrodon. Where do you get the money for these figs? A job. Pentaceratops is cool. I honestly like the Collecta Spino, but Spina is trash now, so it means nothing. Also, J212, I have been like just recently I bought a couple more of the figures up here, but I have been severely like not collecting stuff up here, and I was basically focusing on stuff over there for a while. So that also helps put my money on a certain tube. I released a common pleco into a local lake, and I just want to die. God damn it. The figure with the worst colors is the Schleich Acrocanthosaurus. Colors are just boring. But it's not. It's just boring. Like, they're not gross. Like, there's figures that are legitimately gross and with their colors, but like, at least the acro is just boring. Maybe it will have googly eyes too. Maybe. King snakes are non-venomous and have tiny heads with tiny teeth. They're mostly just the hungriest things that have ever spawned into existence. That's why they get their name king snakes, I'm assuming. F for lake. Yes, press F to pay respects for that lake and the ecosystem of whatever the hell lives in there because somebody threw a pleco in it. Also, I want to pay another F just for that pleco, which will probably die as soon as Arizona gets a little bit cold. I know parts of it get snow, so. I didn't just draw on my wrist. My Tylosaurus is a result of an unregrettable shit. Oh, crap. No, you're giving me PTSD, dude. I saw some stupid video on YouTube last night where people were shipping Rodan and King Ghidorah. I want indescribable actions are moving through my brain right now. Schleich never made an acro. It made a weird Godzilla. Yes, exactly. King snakes basically immune to venom and will straight up constrict and eat rattler. Oh, what the frick? Are you serious? That's dope. What the frick is a pleco? My catfish that are in here. Can't really see them because of the reflection. Yeah, you can see him now. Kind of. Look it up. It's Pleco. Look it up on Google Images. You will find some pictures of what a plecostomus looks like. My guy, I caught one of those pleco. They're multiple F. Oh. Jeez. What? No. Oh, no. This is why I hate all humans. I don't care about race or sexuality. I hate all humans equally. Exactly. I'm with you, bruv. I know, right? The only snake a snake hater should get. Hatred is the way. Do you like eating fish? Yeah, I eat fish. I like a lot of aquatic food. I had a bunch of koi in my fish tank, but they all died. Ugh, that's sad. Koi are big boys. They get real big. Big fish. Big fish. I couldn't imagine a Africa ecosystem. Crocodontosaurus, Spinosaurus, and Baharasaurus. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be ending the stream here in a second. So if any of you guys have any last questions, let's do it now. Kiki, have you been a powwow? Been to a powwow? Don't think so. If I have, it was an accident. I don't remember. 2 kaijus being shipped is not right. No. Besides Mothra and Godzilla. Or Mothra and Rodan. Just Mothra and anybody. Just kidding. Or Biollante and Space Godzilla. Or Megaguirus and Batra. Batra and Mothra. Megaguirus and Rodan. Megaguirus and Kabunga. Megaguirus and Kamacuous. Megaguirus and Ebira. Who is your favorite paleo artist? I have to admit, ignorance here. I don't keep up with the community very well, and I don't know a lot of the big names, but it's got to be like either Fred Wirham or Mark Whitten. I really love those two. But also I know it's biased because I see their art more, but I really love Bionicle Source's art, and I really love Spino Dude's art. So, yeah. Those two are really good ones, too. I don't really like eating actual fish, but I love crustaceans, mollusks, and cephalopods. Yeah, all that marine crap is good, except mollusks. I don't really eat many mollusks. Ocean bug monsters are delicious. Oh my god, crustaceans are the best, and cephalopods are even better. Crab is yummy. It's a Native American ceremony where they sell jewelry and sing their song. Oh, okay, yeah. I think they use powwow for some other things too, but I know what you're talking about now. And I have been to one. I went there, I think in Pueblo Bonita, or no, not Bonita, no, Pueblo. Crap. I know I went to New Mexico. There was a couple places I went to in New Mexico with my grandparents and my parents when I was much younger. Oh, I don't know what it was called though. Crap, it's been like forever. But I have been to one there. Amargasaurus versus Bahadasaurus spine battle. I want to try that. I have my money on I think Amargasaurus is bigger. Don't know. Kiki, be my Minecraft girlfriend, please. Oh God, do you want me to ban you? I have seen the ugly Extrincatata sword reborn made just by repainting their Carnotaurus and removing its one. Oh God. Gibson's art is deet. Love his Spino. Oh yeah, Spino is good. Oh no, Rebor is Poppy and I be nice. At least the company. Bruh. I made Kiki into a dormant state. Is that Acro that Carno destroyed still buried in his backyard? That's not Carno, it's Camo. Looked like an R and an N there for a second. Yes, it is. I can confirm it is still in his backyard. Anyways, dudes, thank you guys so much for watching. Really enjoyed this stream. I really need to get off and get on to actual work. And other life things. So thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. Speaking of which, I wonder if Kayakasaurus could customize the Schleich acro and fix it. Ask him, please. I think it's a waste of time. You could just sculpt a new acro, and it'd be way better and more efficient. See you guys. Good night to those of you who are having it as night, and good day to the rest of you. Bye.